Is it time to take a break from the Tier 10 matchmaking, or is it RIP Tier 10 matchmaking? Those were the most frequently asked questions in today's live stream when people came in and asked, Des, have you seen what tanks are going to be top of the tree in November 2023? Because on the Asian server, they really like to reveal stuff earlier than other servers many times. There is an article, preview of the month November 2023, and from this article you can see what is happening, at least on the Asian server. You know, some things are different based on the server, but Day of the Dead over here, some sales, some more sales, then Twitch drops, Frontline is also coming back, so you have a chance to earn extra credits over here. Also Steel Hunter Evolution, then the well-deserved reward usually is happening at the end of November as well. So guys, we're going to get something free, something new, and you know, some juicy stuff. Well-deserved reward always gives quite a nice chunk of bonds and credits and other goodies, and a free premium tank as well, which many times ends up being a free garage slot, but you know, free stuff is free, right? And by the way, if you have not claimed your previous year rewards, please do it, because those will expire soon. But the main focus is going to be over here, because from November 5th until December 5th, there is going to be a new top of the tree, T110E3 and Contra Carro 3 Minotauro. When I first heard about that in the stream from the chat, saying that, have you heard anything about the top of the tree and E3 and Minotauro being those two vehicles next month? I was like, you gotta be joking, because this breaks two, well, not rules, but two kind of traditions, right? I don't remember, at least, I don't remember. Maybe you can correct me in the comment section, but I don't believe they have ever done two same vehicle class top of the tree events before, like two tank destroyers over here and two extremely annoying tank destroyers to play against as well at the same time. Speed your way towards the top of the tree E3 and Minotauro tech trees with the credit discount missions and more. Now those two tanks, guys, are just crazy, basically. When they get hull down, how are you able to bloody penetrate? And if there are going to be like 5, 6, 7 in every single battle, this is definitely not going to be very enjoyable gaming experience. You can see basically built super similar, right? Built super similar. The only thing you can penetrate is the lower plate, which is extremely thick as well. Yes, you can have some 230mm penetration angles over here, but if you miss your shot slightly, you know, you can see that those are going to be very hard tanks to penetrate. Well, Minotauro's lower plate is a little bit easier to penetrate, but this tank, for example, has some advantages what E3 doesn't have in many situations and in many positions. So yes, the next month, if every single server is going to get this top of the tree, is going to be very freaking interesting in a not so good way, I would say so. And like, as I said, I do not remember them previously releasing two tank destroyers at the same time, and also we just had something from America, and now we have once again back-to-back American tanks, so this is also something they have not done. Is it tied to the like changes to the top of the tree, and now reward is not being that appealing for people, and maybe our only saving grace from that is that not too many people are going to play with those top of the tree tanks, because the extra experience you get from that is not that significant, doesn't make like that huge of a difference. I don't know, guys. What is your take on it? Please let me know in the comment section down below. And also in the news, if anyone is interested, if anyone is playing on the Chinese server, then they are going to have an event, Dawn Supply Box, featuring some unreleased tanks, LTS-85, Object 259A, and VZ-1132. This is the full list of vehicles over here. This is the Soviet Tier 8 light tank, which I personally actually predict in the loot boxes as well for all the other servers. Also Kilowatts 1DL, 1LPC, then this is the new tank, what we do not have, so 3 tanks, which we have never seen before. In action, KV4 gated TS, 50 DPI, SU-130, okay, that tank as well, Gonzalo, T-77, AMX-30, then also you are able to get experimental equipment from the loot boxes, which we have not seen on the EUNA Asia server before, and I hope we are not going to see that as well, because I like the way how you can obtain those equipment units right now, which is you have to play certain game modes, you have to earn them, like bonds, right? And also some credit boosters and some other boosters together with premium days. So if anyone is playing on the Chinese server, well, be ready to open your wallet, right? Because random, absolutely random loot box event, which is actually titled Dawn Supply Box Event, is coming up. Also, in today's video, talk about the upcoming Tier 9 Japanese heavy tank, which is going to be the new Tech Tree heavy tank in the Japanese Tech Tree. In my last week's news episode, I covered the Type 71, the Tier 10 Japanese heavy tank. So those tanks come with the cooling feature. You have basically two reloads, let's put it that way, but they work at the same time. So you can use your maximum, your fastest reload, which is the 10 seconds all the time, but your accuracy is not going to be as good. The only way you get that extremely accurate gun, 0.28, which is, I think, the most accurate Tier 9 heavy tank in this game, is if you wait some extra time. So its standard shell penetrates 250mm of armor, while its special shell penetrates 311. Now, the gun dispersion is 0.42 before cooling and 0.28 after cooling. The reload time is 10 seconds and aiming time 2.2 seconds, but this reload time is 10 seconds only if you fire your gun as often as possible, and then you have 0.42 dispersion. But if you wait 4 extra seconds, basically with this base reload, but I guess if you use this is percentage based over here, so you can get it actually lower than 4 seconds if you use rammer, for example, or ventilation. Then you are going to get his 0.28 dispersion at 100 meters. On the Tier 10 it was roughly 3 seconds, so over here it seems to be roughly 4 seconds to get that maximum accuracy out of it. But once again, you can shoot as often as possible. This is the new feature. Basically, you're going to have double aiming circle while you are playing with it, and the second aiming circle kicks in or shrinks in, which is your real aiming circle now after the cooldown is over. And this is, I believe, first introduced with the Lootbox tank Type 63. Like, this has to be in the loot boxes. I have no confirmed information. This is just my prediction, just my guess over here, but it seems to make sense because it is a new mechanic, new feature. This is exactly what they did with the BZ-76, you know, releasing the jet booster tank from the loot boxes before the Tech 3 tanks followed by. Usually this is how they introduce new features, like with the Progetto, first auto-reloading tank, and then so on, so on. We have had many of those wheeled light tanks like EBR-75 as well, for example. So I guess Type 63 is the first this type of tank we're going to see in December from the loot boxes. But moving on, -8 degrees of contemplation, pretty nice, 400 alpha. You know, this is like the competitor for M103 or for the Conqueror in Tier 9, just like the Type 71 was the same alpha as E5 or S-Conq, for example. 50 shells in total, so the mobility is not the fastest, not the best. 35 top speed, 14 backwards, 1000 horsepower engine. Well, power to weight ratio is pretty nice, 16.9. But the top speed definitely is lacking a bit. So, you know, gun has to compensate that somehow. Survivability, 1950 hit points. Hull armor, it has quite a slope over here, as you can see. 80, 70, 30, but doesn't seem... Yeah, it has very, I would say, steep slope, actually, but... if you are on slightly higher ground than this tank, it is going to be easy penetration. But if you use your -8 degrees of contemplation, then definitely it can bounce some things. Turret, very thick, 380 and 40, and it seems to be sloped as well. So if you want to penetrate that turret face, definitely need to tap the 2 key. 390 meters view range. We have commander, gunner, driver, and loader. Very nice and standard setup over here. So AP and APCR are the main ammunition types. This is Type 68 leading up to the Type 71. Overall seems to be pretty decent. I would definitely like to test it out. Especially with this new feature, but yeah, all those tanks like the Type 71 and Type 68, those are the most accurate, overall, the most accurate heavy tanks in the game. If we take Dispersion, for example, and heavy tank, line it up by heavy tanks, well, ignore those Immortals. As you can see, Type 63, this is the vehicle I was talking about, has 0.28 Dispersion. This is by far, actually, the most accurate heavy tank in the game, and this is how the premium tank is going to look like. Pretty cool looking, like I like the turret look, and overall those tanks, all those Japanese tanks here, 8, 9, 10, new cooldown feature tank look very, very juicy. So this comes with 2000 DPM, 230 penetration. What is the premium penetration? 290 with heat, at least on the test server right now. Seems to be needing stabilizer, maybe actually, maybe not actually, because if you want to, depends on the map, depends on the matchmaking. If you are waiting more often, then you definitely are going to aim it in anyway, right? So this is, let's say, kind of on the borderline right over here, but like turbo rammer and hardening is what I would use without stabilizer, of course. 0.27. Let's say we put food on it. Let's say we have BIA, smooth ride, snapshot, situation awareness, recon, you know, all the standard skills over here, intuition as well. We have 0.25 dispersion. Holy moly. On a tier 8 heavy tank, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, 0.25 dispersion without any equipment units whatsoever. And let's put bounty, for example. Let's put bounty hardening. Well, it doesn't matter because the bounty equipment units do not get boosted by the slot bonuses anyway. And bounty turbo, but for the OCD, you know, you can put that over there. What are we looking at? 0.17 moving dispersion, then reload time, DPM 2400, reload time 7.89 seconds, but if you want to get the extra accuracy, I guess you have to wait over 10 seconds actually, so around 2000 DPM if you are waiting for the most accurate shots all the time. I guess it has the same 0.42 dispersion if you fire your gun as often as possible, but in close range you can definitely do that easily. So yeah, interesting. Like, what do you think about this mechanic overall, guys? You like it? You don't like it? By the way, the armor seems to be pretty damn cheese versus 230 millimeters of penetration even. If you max out your gun depression over here with the oscillating turret, then, or not oscillating turret, with the hydropneumatic suspension, then yeah, you may get some bounces. You have to wiggle a little bit over here, then you might get some some bounces definitely. By the way, what was the gun depression? -8 degrees, and oh yes, you can get up to -12 degrees with the hydropneumatic suspension. I actually forgot to mention that. I'm very sorry about the Type 68. You can get up to -12 degrees of gun depression with this tank as well. -8 is what you have available all the time. By the way, Super Desk News, let's go. Type 71. What was Type 71's all the time available gun depression? -7? Yeah, it was actually -7 degrees gun depression available all the time. Same alpha damage, but more penetration. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, top of the tree. Hey, E3 and Minotauro coming up in roughly 8 days, I would say. So 8-9 days. So get your, I don't know what kind of pants you need ready for that, and happy grinding, right? Ladies and gentlemen, I just needed to talk about this today. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you next time with something else.